I'm not actually a massive fan of horses themselves, but the print, I like the print of horses.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
You know what I mean?
Welcome to Phoebe with the Patterns, and I am this month's awesome person. Is that right? Why patterns? You're wearing a pattern. I'll give you that, but people wear patterns. You wear more patterns?
How do you feel about the fact that you're going to be my 12th person?
It's an honour. I don't know what I've done to deserve this. Yeah, I hope that I can live up to this.
Cool. So, what do you do?
I am a lecturer on the film course that you take at Ravensbourne University. I also am a freelance director, and I do a lot of commercial jobs that end up either online or on TV, and I make my own short films, predominantly as a director, but I often, to get them made, have to take on a number of other roles as well.
What's like the dream job? Do you think you've got the dream job already?
No. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily that I ever want my job title to change. What it is more is that for the rest of your career, you're just yearning for more exciting projects. Like, not that you're not working on exciting projects, but for the scale and the budget and the amount of people who'll be able to see it to increase. And so I will always be happy if I am freelance directing and teaching. I like doing both. Teaching is something that is, that's great. I'm really happy. I love working at Ravensbourne, and this is a great course, and I love the students, and that's all fine. In terms of my freelancing, I think, it needs to keep escalating.
Have you always wanted to be a director?
Yeah, like some of the other people who also kind of do this thing. My dad had a very old video camera that used to record onto VHS tapes, and that used to go over my shoulder, and so I used to make films even when I was like in primary school, and I knew that this was cool. And it takes you like another decade to realise that you can actually do it as a career, and that you can study it in university, and that you can actually pursue it. So I didn't necessarily know that I could be doing this as a grown-up, but it was always a passion. What about you?
I've always liked the idea of filmmaking. I never knew that I wanted to do it as a career until the end of school. I wanted to come to Ravensbourne when I was 16, then spent the next 3 years coming to the O2 and stroking the walls of Ravensbourne.
Wow, that's weird.
Before the building was made, I remember seeing the digital drawings of it on the website, and I was like, it's beautiful. Yeah. And then they did build it, and I'd just like be like, go here one day.
God, I didn't realise. Are you slightly older than the average?
I should be in 3rd year. I was going to do like the foundation thing, but because that was the year they were moving, they weren't running it. And so I did that same course at college. After the 1st year, I didn't like it because it was basically art, but it was too subjective for me. And so I switched to film. And that's why I'm a year behind, because I did a year of art.
Oh, I see.
For most of my childhood, I wanted to be like a pop star.
Sure. I wanted to own a shop. Sometimes I see an empty facade on my street and I just think, oh, I could just buy. I don't even know what I would sell, because I do a lot of freelance work. I like the idea of just having like a little thing that's like a space, and it's things that I'm selling that's mine. I
always liked the idea of having a hotel, and that all the different floors would be each decade of the 20th century.
Wow.
I suppose that kind of goes into where like I want to do sort of art direction stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Like scouting together all the stuff to make all the periods, and then there'd be like an underground floor that would be like the past.
Wow.
Like not.
Would it be caveman level past? Would you just be like?
I kind of imagine it like
out caves.
Maybe Victorian times.
Oh, okay.
Or the Tudors, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Something I think that would be popular.
You need to go down like 20 levels so that you can really explore history.
And then there could be like a rooftop floor that was like some future bar or something.
Yeah, that's good. Just glass and jetpacks.
Yeah. This was a request question, actually. What are your like creative influences in terms of your comedy?
They're not often my scripts. They might be my idea, but they're never my scripts. They hand it to me, and it suggests a certain style as I'm reading it, or in an effort to try and make it more visually interesting, I project a style onto it from somewhere. So like I've done stuff that's a bit Edgar Wright-y, like it's all quite traditional stuff, Wes Anderson-y. Battlecock was a little bit Michael Bay. So you can take serious directors and use their conventions for laughs, just by saying, look, I'm doing what he would do, but mine's with badminton. So for each film, it just makes sense for its own thing. One that I'm working on right now is very much on the specific styling of this guy, Roy Andersson, Swedish guy. And I just saw one of his films a couple months ago, which I was just like, yep, I want to try something like that. The films that I do draw from don't necessarily draw from films that are my favourite films. I loved watching Airplane when I was growing up, but I haven't really done an Airplane style film. When I was a teenager, we all loved Monty Python films, and what's the good comedy at the moment? I don't really know.
I really liked Chef.
Oh my god, I love Chef.
It was really cute.
Yeah, that was adorable.
Yeah, I suppose the big thing for everyone now is like the whole Marvel stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Are you going to do a period superhero movie? Yes.
That's such a cool idea.
Oh my god.
What happens to all the crimes in Scotland?
Yeah, no one. There's no one to help them.
One little thing that makes you really happy.
Just to have some spare time, to know that I haven't got anything on is a very rare joy. So that's something.
Okay.
What would you have said to that?
Oh god. There should be loads of things because I get very excited about very little things. Bubbles.
Bubbles. Oh my god. Don't get me started on bubbles.
And I had some bubble wrap the other day for like the first time in ages. That's a classic one. But I'd forgotten about it because Josh got me some mugs from the internet and bubble wrap everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about the joys of bubble wrap.
That's true. It's nice to find joy in just things that are just very simple like that.
Yeah. Do you think school prepared you for finding a career?
That is an excellent question, isn't it? I get that a lot because I got students who are going to join us in the first year next year, and I've got their parents with me too, and it's going to cost them, 50 grand or whatever it's going to cost. And it's like, why don't you just join the industry? And so my response to them now, which has been developed and carefully honed over the years, is that the degree won't necessarily help you. What is good though is that you are given time. That you are given 3 years just to really focus on what it is you want to do and to experiment in lots of different areas. And so when you do join the industry, at least you're pointing in the right direction. Those 3 years have helped you perhaps to realize that you're a talented art director, for example, and you can really pursue that really heavily now. Maybe if you want to be a director, it's useful to just have time just to make a bunch of films and create your own brand. Maybe like Josh with his film, maybe he's going to start to create a bunch of films with the same kind of voice and he's going to get known for them. They're going to play places, and that's something you can't do if you go straight into the industry. But all of this comes down to the student in question using their time proactively, turning up to classes and fulfilling the assignments. No, that's not going to help you with your career, really. You have to be proactive too.
People I ask are students and they usually like, school's useless. I mean, they're usually talking about school, and everyone has the moan about, why don't they teach us about taxes?
Off the back of that, I have a class now where I teach students how to do their taxes, just so that I never get that line about...
That's amazing.
Yeah, just to explain national insurance 2, national insurance 4, income tax, VAT, just so that people go, all right, well, I've been taught about taxes and I still don't really understand it.
That's great. What is something that you wish more people would do?
People who aren't maybe putting in 100% of their time and effort into pursuing what it is that they want to pursue. Maybe I would urge those people to work a bit more towards their goals. I mean, I used to be a very lazy person too. And I guess maybe you become less lazy as you have more things that need to be done. I used to play games a lot, and I don't anymore, really, because I just don't have the time to do it. And now I look back and think, what a waste of time. I could have been doing this and that. But I guess, everyone's going to go through that same journey.
So what's something that you wish you were better at?
I wish I was better at connecting with people who would be beneficial to my career. I don't really know many industry people like some of my friends do. And if I had worked perhaps a bit more in TV instead of jumping into education, then I would have just naturally just met a lot of more commissioners and producers and people like that who maybe would have been able to help me meet the right people to pursue my career in the way that I wanted to. That's such a large part of it, just like meeting people who can help you.
Yeah.
And putting yourself in those situations. And short films are good and they build your brand, but you're still in a vacuum for the whole process. And actually the commercial work is where you can meet people who can help you.
Is there something that you think gets too much attention?
In terms of cameras, for sure. The full frame versus non-full frame rant bothers me. I don't see the value in that, and the amount of attention, especially cinematographers, spend to the lenses they're using on their camera drives me insane. But they're two little niggles that come from camera and lighting department that just add expense to your film. I hear people say, I'm going to sell up my 600D as soon as I can and buy a 5D Mark III because I want that full frame sensor. And I'm like, wow, that is £2,000 that you've pretty much just flushed down a toilet. Like, there is very little value in that additional half an inch or whatever it is.
A lesson you wish you had learnt sooner?
That's a good question. I felt like I lost a lot of time when I left university by not continuing to make films when I graduated. And for about 4 years, all I did was commercial work. And then I started teaching. And it was only after watching my students make loads of films that I was like, God damn it, why aren't I making films anymore? And so I finally started making films again. And my career took off after that. But it's weird, when you leave uni, a lot of your friends kind of all do their own thing, and it's much harder to set something up. And you need to earn money, and you haven't got a deadline, you don't have a brief, and you lose momentum. And as soon as you've got your momentum back, it's fine, you know. As soon as you're like, I can make 2 films a year, no problem, then it all just kind of goes again. That's the one thing I would say. Like, if you really want to be known for your films, you want to make short films, you want to work your way to feature films, then you just can't ever stop. One thing I say in a lot of my PPRs is, what's your project going to be straight after you graduate? Like, have something lined up.
Well, superhero period drama.
Exactly.
What makes you feel inspired?
You know what? A lot of student work makes me feel inspired. It's a genuine thing. Earlier on, before I was kind of in full swing of making my own stuff, it was constantly seeing the students making films that were playing in really impressive festivals that made me think I had to start making stuff again. So they literally had that effect. They made me make films again.
Do you have a life motto?
No. One I saw on possibly something like a Tumblr type blog was something like, if you're not tired, you're not doing it right. There's something to that effect though. Work harder, and if you're not tired, then work harder, or something like that. I like that.
Mine would probably be something about people and that they're good, or that stuff is good. Because I feel like I know
stuff is good. That's a good one. I saw one I liked a while ago, which was something like, be the person you want to be. It's something like that. Or God damn it, I wish I could remember mottos and recite them on cue. I'll email it and you can have it at the bottom of the frame.
This is Ben's motto.
This is what Ben actually meant. I don't know how long it's going to be.
Do you have any advice for achieving one's dreams?
There are some students who just, every time you speak to them, it's like, yeah, I did this and this and this and this and this recently, and I'm writing this, and I just shot this, and I'm off on that, and la la la. And they are probably the ones who are going to have no trouble when they graduate. You know, you can just kind of sit back and relax that those guys, they're fine. And so if you're not doing that, then maybe you should be doing that. Do I have to sign off?
Well, usually...
That was Ben Mallaby. This week's years, months. Awesome person.
Smooth. Well, thank you for being my 12th monthly awesome person and completing my year of awesome people.
Wow.
And I'm very glad that I could have you to finish it off.
Well done for seeing that through. That's a commitment that you've put into making these videos, so that's impressive. Bye.
Bye. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He was on Straight, so...
And everyone's like, sounding straight was good, wasn't it? Yeah.
If you liked the costumes, that was me.
I loved the costumes.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Lots of patterns. Were there? I can't remember.